Okay, so now we've went over the business manager. Now it's time to set up the foundation. And the first thing to do when you're setting up ads or just the foundation in general is going to be to set up the Facebook pixel. And why it's important? It's actually really important because the pixel is kind of like your way to track all the data in relation to your business. So whether you have a website or a video or something of that sort, you can actually effectively um, retarget people that visit your YouTube channel if you have one of those, or any like off line conversions you could think of. So like a forum that you have or anything that you own and people actually go there on their phone can actually track them. It's probably why you wonder like, when you're getting targeted by things online, whether it be on Google or YouTube or Facebook, that it's actually relevant to you because your data is being tracked. Unfortunately, I know it's not a fun thing to be tracked. But I mean, hey, that's how small businesses actually are able to target people that want your service because they're most likely search something online or saw something that's relevant to whatever you offer. And that's what the Facebook Pixel does for you. So actually, with the Pixel, you can actually track that kind of data, but also create audiences, um, specific audiences that visit your website and things like that. So we'll go over that in the next video. But this one, let's just go over how to set up the Facebook pixel. So now that you set up the actual ad account and you have the ad account live, let's go ahead and go to the ad account uh, in the back end. And then you're going to want to click on this gear bit. And then what you're going to want to do is go to, should be like all tools. So let's actually go uh, to all tools. Oh, it keeps going away. Oh, sorry, no. So actually, you want to go to the hamburger button up here that says all tools. Then go to the events manager. And then what you're going to do is click on, where is it now? Go to data sources here, and then go to manage integration. Um, yeah, so go to manage integration down here. So once you go on your data sources, it'll show you all your pixels here. And then you go to manage integrations, um, and then just do, for this situation, it shouldn't have anything available, so it'll show like create pixel or something like that. Right now, just to kind of make sure it is active, I'm going to go to configure events, and then you can go to like the open event setup tool. I'm trying to get to the point where I can just do it manually. So let's actually see if I can do that here. So it's not letting me do that. So actually right now, let's say you own the website, you would just click in the website, um, any random website, and you just do open website. Once you go there, it will then populate what you actually have to paste in there. So actually I'm gonna try to do it the manual way to show you guys right now. Manage integrations, go to add to the website, install code manually. So actually right here, this is actually the one I recommend the best because if you just click on this, you just copy this code right here and just send it to your IT guy, whoever manages your guys' website, and just paste that code into your website. And that's how you set up the Facebook pixel. And actually, one thing you could do to kind of help, like make sure you did it right, is if you go to Facebook Pixel Helper, actually a Chrome extension. So if you download this, go ahead and actually I do have it already. So I'm actually gonna test it out real quick. I want to go to a random website that I know has it. So for this website right here, and you notice that this little blue thing will actually populate if there is a pixel on there. Which actually this one doesn't have it. So that was a bad example. So I'm just gonna go search on Google, click on this link right here, and then you'll see that it's populated up here with the number one. You can see that it shot the pixel. Now it calculated that I visit this website. Now what they can do is retarget me or see if I converted and things like that. And we'll talk about this in custom audiences on the next course.
Okay, so we went over how to set up the pixel, and then you'll notice that the pixel helper will populate if it's done correctly. Now let's go over to the audience, which actually, if you go in the back end of the Business Manager, so not the actual front end here that you see normally. I'm gonna go to the back end, which is actually, okay, went home. So go to settings on, when you type in business.facebook.com, go to all tools, go to ads manager. And then what you're gonna wanna do is click on all tools again in the backend, which should be here, and go to audiences. So here I just want to give you kind of like an overview of what you could do. I don't want to get too like nitty gritty. But one thing you could do is create an audience. So then you could do things like think of like if this then that. I don't know if you're that tech savvy, but let's just think of like if my list bought. So let's say you have a list of people that actually purchase from you, then you can actually upload them to your audience, because then from there you can actually create a lookalike audience, and from there you then Facebook will actually find people that like your list. You can also do things that are like, okay, um, maybe someone saw my ad and they're not a lead, so then you would have a list of your current customers, a list of your leads, which will actually, if you do it correctly, it will automatically populate every time you get a new lead. And then you can have people that visited your website, right? So you can see here, if I do create audiences, I go custom audience, I have a customer list. This could be just people who are my actual customers. Then I have lead forms. This could be people that are leads, right? But you might have some a overlap because maybe they submitted a lead, but then they're also not a customer, or they're a lead and they are a customer. So you have overlap there. And then you have websites. So let's say someone visited your website. So now you have overlap between three places, right? So here's a cool thing with creating audiences. So let's say you have someone that went to your website, but they are not a lead, they're not a customer. You could retarget them to say, hey, saw that, you can even do things more directly, like, hey, saw that you were interested in our services. Uh, Maybe retarget them with a different offer, like if you're window tint, get free windshield or rear windshield tint with the purchase of two front. I don't know, something like that, right? If they didn't bite or submit their information on the first ad that they saw, so you can actually retarget them with that perspective. So this is where you can actually create your audience. And again, you just upload a customer list. You would actually integrate lead forms and then go to website. So here is just pretty self-explanatory. You would just upload the customer list, download this template and whatever, or right here, download this template right here. And if you don't have all the information, because sometimes it will have things that you probably won't have. So you can see that it has like age, date of birth, male, gender. Um, all you really need is going to be their email address, their phone number, first name, last name, or just first name. If you have those, that's all Facebook needs to actually create a lookalike audience or just a custom audience so you don't hit them again with an ad. Um, okay, so then that's one thing you could do. Now, when you make these lists, so again, website's pretty easy too because this is going to be based on what you already have. So it should populate your actual website based on the pixel you set up prior to this video that you saw. And actually, you could actually do it based on like how many days. So let's say like you want to target people that in the past 7 days, you can actually just target them that way, or maybe 180 days if you wanted to. And actually, you can actually exclude people, which here you can actually do like if I want to exclude people, I can do it based on um, who visits specific pages or time spent on what, right? And then you have the lead forms. So lead forms is going to be like if you actually created it correctly, you can actually just select the lead form, and then only the people that actually submit a lead form is going to be in that audience. And then once you have these custom audiences set up, what you could do is actually create what you call a lookalike audience. And I'm actually going to create a separate video for that piece and actually add that to here. And yeah, we'll go over that in the next video. Okay, so now that you've made your custom audiences, now what you could do is actually create what we call lookalike audience. And what that is that Facebook's algorithm is going to take that audience that you've uploaded, whether it be people that visited your website, people that submitted the lead forms, people that is your actual customer. You actually want to create lookalike audiences per set. So that means you're going to have, there's 3 total, and we're going to do 6 lookalike audiences each. So you have 18 audience sets. And this is going to help feed the information to Facebook to get better quality leads because it's finding people that's like people that already interacted with your brand or your shop, right? So what you're going to want to do is actually go to create audience and then click on lookalike audience here. So actually, let's just read this to give you some insight. So reach people who are similar to audiences you already care about. You can create lookalike audiences based on people who like your page, conversion pages, or any other. So yeah, basically just said that, right? So click on this, and let's just go with Facebook lead. So this is the custom audience that I updated. And then what I'm going to do is go to browse and input the region I'm trying to target, which is actually going to be United States. And then you're going to see it's going to ask you how many lookalike audiences you want to create. So I want to create 6. And the reason why is because this is based on the United States. Right now, it's only 2.74 million people. I just want to make sure we have enough pool to generate traffic. So I mean, if you're like in a state that has, or I should say, a metro area within 20 miles that has like 300,000 people, and if you just did 1% here, you're probably gonna get like maybe 10,000 people in that audience that you're gonna target. So you want to actually make sure you have enough of a pool to target. So let's just do 6. And then it will just do 0 to 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 3%, et cetera, et cetera. And the lower percentage it's going to find a more higher, I guess, qualified lead than like a 5 to 6% because it's taking more. Think of like a bell curve, right? Top 1% is going to be more like your audience, then 1 to 2 is less likely than 1. 2 to 3 is less likely than 1 to 2. So that is the um, you know that is the meaning behind the custom or the lookalike audience. Once you create that, it will populate. Looks like I already did this. So, see, I already did that here. So actually, I'm going to take this out. It's at 0 to 1%. So let me just do move all the. Oh, what did you do? So yeah, I already created this. So it's not letting me do it again for what I just did. So right here you can see I have a 1%, and I'm targeting national. You got to target local, right? So that's how you can create lookalike audience, and then you should have again 16 total audiences because you're going to create. You'll have 3 main ones, which you're going to have your lead forms, people who actually submitted leads, people who actually visit your website, then people who actually are your actual customers. You're going to upload to Facebook, and again, that's all in the previous video here. And you're going to create the lookalike audiences 1 to 6%. You'll have 6 of them. So now you basically have everything you need in terms of the audience uh, to set up. Now the next video is going to go over the lead forms and how to use that. All right, so now we have most of the foundation done with the pixel, the audiences, and creating lookalike audiences. Let's go ahead and create the lead forms. And this is going to be a key in when you create your campaign objective. So essentially, instead of creating like your own website, things like that, which can work, or I should say does work, but since the new iOS update, Facebook doesn't want their users to go off their native app, which would mean that if they click on your website, it would go off of their app, where then now you control most of that data in a sense of now you can actually take that data and go advertise somewhere else. So, anyways, in terms of the lead form, it's actually most optimized, and it seems like that's what's working well right now for Facebook. So go ahead and actually go to the home. So like if you're in the ad manager, just go home right here. It'll take you to the Meta Business Suite. And then what you want to do is go to All Tools and then go to Instant Forms. And right here, you're going to see that I have nothing created. I'm just going to create a form. What you're going to want to do is create a new form here. Click next, and then just title it whatever you want. So we'll say today's 8/2 to window tint offer, right? And then what you want to do is actually do more volume. Higher intent is for higher intent, but I recommend going with more volume because you want more leads coming in. Then you'll go ahead and actually you can add a banner that goes up here. Right now, I'm just going to add a simple banner. Let's see if I can actually do that. So I added a banner. I made something custom by 1200 by 628, and I actually use a relative. I think it's actually free, or it's like $10 a month to actually create something like this. You can see here that I have like a little banner up here. Like I just kind of made something real quick. And then what you want to do is like a headline, right? So here, like just imagine it's like your website. Just make it very like straightforward, right? So we'll just say you're doing a window tint job. So just do get to or do window. And then you can just kind of do like, whatever you want to say here. Maybe the pricing, saying normally uh, 299, but get it for if you book today. And like you can do a lot of things. Like let's say you do PPF, you can just do like uh, protect my car against rock chips. PPF, and then you could say like, whatever this includes, so partial front, I don't know, right? You could just get however you want to make this look like to get your point across. I would always recommend having something in the headline that's an offer, and then just explaining what your offer is right here. Actually, do a list if you'd like to as well. Okay, so once you do that, we'll say trading at well 9.99. Normally 12.99, right? Okay. And what you're gonna do is go to the questions. Here, just you want to add like the general questions. You can see here it has email, full name. I actually like to do it by first name, last name. So let me see if I can pull that in here. Yeah, first name, last name, and there's a reason why for that. You'll see here in a second. So I'm just gonna organize it like this, and then just do it by the phone. And now I'm actually gonna add custom questions. So I'm gonna add short answer. I'm gonna ask for the year, make, model. Then I'm gonna ask for their color of the vehicle. Obviously, it's gonna be for like, you know, PPF, ceramic, things like that. But if it's like powder coating or window tint, you would have questions. Make it simple for them to actually fill out. And then privacy. This should be linked to your privacy policy on your website. And then once it's complete, you could have like a basically a thank you page, and you actually put other things on there as well. So, on here, I recommend putting like a call to action. You can even do like call business, right? Or it could be like, if you are ready to book, call us below. Or if you have like, you want to direct them to a different website, like maybe like I don't know, a video of your business, right? You can go do it that way too as well. And you obviously have your phone number if it's called a business, but if it's a website, you would just to whatever link it could be. This could be any link you want, really. But this is a good place to make sure that your customer is constantly engaged. So you want to, or give them a reason why they should book today, right? I know some people will actually put like book today and get an extra $50 off, something like that, right? So once you publish it, you can publish it, and then now you actually use this lead form for the actual ads. So publish it, and then you notice that it. I should do this. Call business. Let's save $50. So 3,999,999. Hopefully that works. And what do you now? Privacy policy. Yeah, just give me a little warning right here. No worries. Oh, please fill out information below to confirm you will allow us to contact you. So yeah, in the description, you just want to make sure that you're giving your audience, a heads up on what you're going to be using this for. So you want to say, hey, fill out your information. You want to get contacted by us. Basically, that's pretty much it. Okay, click publish, and now you're going to see it right here. So now we're going to go on to actually set up the whole campaign, and then you'll see how this all kind of ties together. But before I want to get there, I want to actually show you a efficient way. It's more of a bonus video of how you can actually feed all your leads into a CRM. I'm actually, for this example, I'm just going to do a free version of a CRM essentially versus like an actual CRM that you can use, like You're Able or ShopMonkey or Brixis, something like that. I'm just going to do a free one for this example. So next video, you'll see that. So I am going to show you guys basically a cost-effective way to create a CRM. So if like you don't have one, I know it's pretty popular. It's like there's You're Able, there's TintWiz, ShopMonkey that integrates with your leads that come in from Facebook. So first thing you want to do when you create your lead form is then just submit a test. So if you go to your actual page here, and go to Home, and then go to All Tools, go to Instant Forms, and then just click on the actual like lead form here, and you'll see that it shows like the actual form that you just created. And go to Test Form, and go to input all the information inside here. You can do whatever you want to do, and just once you do that, you submit it, and then it will populate that lead into your database. And actually, you can see here, it should actually show up. Okay, no, it doesn't do that. It was a test. But usually it will show lead count inside here. So let's say a lead does come in. Normally, if you didn't have it automated and you launched this ad, you would actually have to come back every day and do download lead, and it would populate to an Excel or like a spreadsheet, and you had to implement it or basically call them that way. So right now, what I've done is I basically created again a cost-effective version of a CRM. So you can see that I've actually added these few columns, and basically it just mimics what the actual lead form I just created. And I added more here that says status, notes, and then like you'll see numbers here. The status is basically like you can have 4 statuses. Let's just make one real quick in this. So we'll do this. We'll do a list of items, and we'll do not called, and then you'll do actually we'll do blank, which is not called. So we'll do called, left message. You know what? Let's just actually make it not complicated and just do called and not called. Then there's the notes on here, and then this right here I have it so then it's like how many touch points. Typically, I like to call leads at least 7 times, right, before you set them a dead lead. And you just basically just do like 8. Like let's say you did it, that's your first touch, and then let me just make it so it's shows that number. Oh, yep. And let's say that next day I call them, and let's say on this day I call them on the 5th, but then I actually close them. So this would change from called to close. Right? This is a pretty simple CRM that you can create on your own. Pretty, you don't have to be tech savvy at all. And now what you're gonna do is actually create what you call a Zapier account. It's gonna connect your Facebook leads that is opting in on the ad into your alternative CRM. And again, this could integrate with Google Sheets, which could be a custom CRM that you create like this, or like ShopMonkey, TintWiz, You're Able. They all integrate with Zapier. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is actually go to Zapier. You're gonna create your own account, and what you do is do create Zap. Okay. Once you do this, you actually get a your first trigger, which is this. Think of it this way: what is triggering the whole event? When a lead comes in, that's the trigger. So you want to do Facebook lead ads, and then what's going to be the event? This is going to be just a new lead, which is right here. It's pretty instant. And then you're going to choose the account. And right now, I'm just going to choose uh, my account that I just created, and I'm going to search for my page, which is that. And then do forms, and then this is one I just created, which is the window tint offer. Press continue. And now what I'm going to do is do test trigger, and it should populate. It should say, "Yep, we found a lead." Boom, and this is the one I just submitted. So go ahead and press continue, and now you got to integrate the actual CRM. So let's say it was TintWiz. You actually search for TintWiz here. I think Shop Monkey's on here too. Maybe not. Let's see. You're able. Able's here. What else is or Orbis X is here as well. So yeah, they integrate with a lot of CRMs. So right now we're using Google Sheets as our CRM, quote unquote. And now I'm actually gonna choose an event. You actually want to do add row. So it's gonna add a row right here, right? So you add row or create spreadsheet row. And you're gonna want to integrate your actual login. So create, choose account. So my account is under Brian at Read Technique. And then go ahead and choose the drive, which is going to show my Google Drive. Spreadsheet is going to be the CRM that I just created. Worksheet is going to be the worksheet in which the tab is, which is CRM down here. Let me just get on this. So CRM down here. Click CRM. And then now you get to insert the data. So date is going to be, I'm actually going to do the create time. So when the lead was actually created, so when they actually submitted the lead form. First name is going to be Ryan. Obviously, last name is going to be my last name. Then you have the phone number. So I'm just basically mapping it, and it should show like what you're integrating. If it's blank, that means you did it wrong. So just make sure that you do test it so I can pull in the data. Okay, so I'm gonna do the email. Then you make a model. Show up here. And get the color. Okay, so now the status. All this stuff's gonna be blank. I'll just leave it again blank because these are not going to be pulled from the lead forms. And then press continue. And then you can actually test and review. Now I've already done it. You can see that it spit out here. Actually, let me just do it again. Test and review. And it should spit out another row. Boom. There you go. And now you can just do publish. And once you do that, then it will start every time a lead comes in, it'll automatically go into your CRM. And this is actually where you would just look at every day, right? And start making your calls. So now we have everything set up. And now it's time to actually go and actually create the ads, the fun part, right? So tune in for next time.